I, 18 female, have been with my BF 20 for a year and some change. I would just like to say I'm not saying I hate his mother, we actually get along quite well. But recently, since holidays are coming up, we were casually talking about gifts. I told him I would be getting his mom a necklace of this certain genre she likes. He has decided to get her these really expensive shoes. For a bit of context, we are going on a family trip, and he had told me since he was going to pay for my ticket that I would unfortunately have to settle for a non-so-expensive Christmas gift since he wouldn't be able to afford it. I said sure that was fine, but I also had offered to give him at least half of the money for the plane ticket, but he wouldn't let me no matter what. But now he can afford to buy his mother expensive shoes, while the only thing he's getting me is PJs. I'm not trying to sound rotten or spoiled, I just don't understand why I'm getting the short end of the stick when he had told me he wouldn't be able to afford anything crazy. He also not one of those obsessed boy moms, though his mother is a bit like one. He has always defended me and has even threatened to move out of their home if they ever crossed any boundaries with me. And I know they done hate me because they have always supported me financially and emotionally. I'm an orphan. So this is why this situation feels a little weird for me. I don't know if I'm allowed to feel this way or stay quiet and just suck it up. Update. I thought I should make this clear since there was some miscommunication. The plane ticket isn't a Christmas gift. He had got it for us for our anniversary in September. Yes, I have offered to pay for it multiple times. I am not spoiled and accepted it right away. But either ways, judging off of everyone's comment, it seems that I am the asshole. So I will apologize to him and talk to him about everything. Update 2. A lot of people have been saying, what do I bring to the table or what worth do I have to be compared to his mother? Which I don't think is appropriate. If I were to make a list of things that I do for him, and he does for me, would it actually be out of genuine, or would it be out of keeping tabs? I only brought up the groceries comment, so people didn't think I actually just let him spend so much of that money. Also, just for a little buffer, a lot of people don't seem to understand why our relationship is the way it is, and to put in simple terms, his family and I are close, because of events we went through together. That includes when I was in a life-threatening accident, when our dog/cat passed away, when he was failing school, we all pulled away to push him through school, and finally when my court trial proceedings started happening, his family was there to make me feel like I wasn't alone. Like I said, I've never disliked his family and our bond is practically unbreakable. I was never upset she got a better gift. She's done a lot for us. I was only upset because it was something we had talked about, that he wouldn't go overboard with the not getting any expensive Christmas gift did not just apply to me, it was for everyone. In my eyes, him getting me the pays seemed like a way to soften the blow from making the purchase without telling me, knowing him and I are trying to save for a future together. Relevant comments. Commentator asked if the boyfriend has been able to spend some money on his mother since she has been nice to OOP, and if the boyfriend has been spoiling his mother too much. Oob answer. OP. No, it's completely okay, my fault for reading it wrong. His parents are very well off, which is why he is also pretty well off. He doesn't get his mother a lot of things. Why I was so shocked this year, because last year he didn't get his mother anything since her husband had bought her everything she wanted, so she asked nothing from him. I'm assuming maybe the circumstances have changed this year, which is why I will be talking to him, because maybe there's something I don't know. But even then I just thought, which is my fault, that we were going to stick to our budget like we had said we would. But everyone else is right. I'm only his girlfriend, so my words weight shouldn't as much as his mother's does. I can see that point that everyone is making now. Update. This is a little bit of a long update, so I'm super sorry. I realized I didn't mention this in original post, but me and boyfriend do live together. So when the original post went up, he was already asleep, so we didn't get the chance to talk about it till we woke up this morning to go to the gym. He did apologize to me for not communicating that he was going to go out of budget again with his mother's gift. He had explained that after buying my plane ticket, he was planning on not getting anything expensive for anyone. But when the time came around, he was struggling to find something that lived up to his mother's taste, so he had to go a bit out of budget so she wouldn't be disappointed. He originally said he didn't want to get her anything, but since her husband got her this new bag she wanted at the beginning of the year, he didn't want to get her anything else for Christmas, so in return my boyfriend felt bad and got her something since she kept calling him about how upset she was. I felt terrible and told him that I was sorry for getting so upset. I just didn't understand why he had a sudden change of mindset. We both do agree that I should go to therapy a bit more, since the only reason why it affected me so much was because I did not have the capabilities to understand why his relationship with his mother was the way that it was, and we both agreed it was partially because I never had one with my own set of parents to understand. So I excused myself on behalf of that, and agreed that just because I don't feel comfortable or understanding of something doesn't give me the right to assume things. He reminded me that I will always be his number one priority and the first in line for everything, but that this time around was different because his dad decided to not step up the plate for his mother, and he apologized keeping this from me despite not having a reason to. As for me picking up the bill for groceries, he did notice and said he was grateful that I cared enough to make sure he didn't waste any more money, but a fear of having no money was the one feeling he could not share with me, and that issue alone was something that I had to work on. Which I do agree, we grew up two different ways, so I've always been the one to worry about the purchases we make and how we'll be able to sustain a comfortable future. So thank you for everyone who commented on the original post for humbling me, but also thank you for making me realize that just because I see things one way doesn't mean it the only way to see them. Story 2. Am I the asshole for exposing my abusive ex-girlfriend to her fiancé? I, 26 male, dated my ex-girlfriend in high school when we were both 16. I had a crush on her since second grade, so when she finally agreed to go out with me in high school, I was over the moon. Unfortunately, our relationship was a nightmare. I quickly realized she has low self-esteem, constantly asked for reassurance from me about her looks and weight, and if I didn't tell her what she wanted to hear, she would gaslight and manipulate me to make me feel guilty. I didn't realize at the time, but after reading stuff online and listening to some podcasts, I realized her behavior was emotionally abusive. We dated for around 1 year, and she ended up breaking up with me, citing her mental health, etc., etc. I never saw her after high school because we moved to different cities, and also her social media accounts were set to private. Recently, there was a high school reunion. I found out she would be there, so I decided to go. She hadn't changed much, was still overweight. She said hi to me as if nothing had happened and proceeded to make small talk with me. It really bothered me that she was pretending nothing happened between us, so I asked if we can talk privately. I told her about how I felt about the way she treated me and was abusive towards me when we were dating. She said something like she was going through a tough time with her self-confidence and apologized for taking it out on me, etc., etc. Said ever since she met her current partner, she was feeling more confident about herself. She then told me they were engaged, which also came as a shock to me. I asked her if she had told him about us and how she treated me when we were dating. She said she mentioned her past relationships to him, but didn't share all the details. I told her she needs to tell him about how she was abusive to me so that he knows who he is marrying. At this point, she made up some excuse and ran away from the conversation. I felt that the new partner should know what he's getting into. She is still overweight and has not made any effort to change or improve herself, and probably has the same insecurities, and I imagined how this man will have a terrible marriage. So after the party, I used a friend's account to find her fiancé, and I sent him a message detailing the things she did when we were dating in high school. He responded with something like asking me to stop bothering them. It's been about a week since I did this, and now I am getting bombarded with messages from high school friends calling me a creep and in a hole. I don't understand how people can side with her when she was the one being abusive. And it is her responsibility to let her fiancé know about this. I was doing what I felt was the right thing. I thought maybe they are reacting this was because they don't have the full story and the background about our relationship. Edit. Okay. I was expecting my perspective would be divisive, but didn't realize people would think it's that bad. Reading, though, all your comments is making me question myself. First of all, I don't have a problem with her weight. I think she's cute. It may be true that I am hung up on her. She was my first and only long-term girlfriend. And no, I am not an Andrew Tate fan. I just saw some videos of him and thought they were interesting. I don't know that much about him. I do think I deserved more from her than an apology. And I did always think we would end up together once she worked on herself. I feel very frustrated about how things turned out. I am against therapy, so I won't do that. I might contact her again to see if she will talk to me. Maybe that will bring more closure. Even though it was mostly negative, I still appreciate the comments. Relevant comments. How was she abusive? Replied, for example, we were both into anime, and for my birthday, she bought me a poster of my favorite anime character at the time, Asuna from SOA. She then proceeded to ask me if I think she is prettier or Asuna. And when I didn't tell her what she wanted to hear, she proceeded to cry. This is just one example, but it was constantly stuff like this, asking reassurance about her looks and her weight, and throwing a tantrum if I was honest with her. Info, why are you so stuck on the fact she's overweight? Replied, I actually don't mind it. I think she looks cute. It's just that when we were together, she kept seeking reassurance about her weight. Said she has eating-related issues and stuff. So always asked me, do I look fat in this, etc. So since she is still overweight, she is probably doing the same to her fiancé. Update. Just got done speaking to her. After the initial surge of comments here, I decided to contact her. I got her info from a friend and messaged her. She agreed to talk to me. I apologized for having contacted her fiancé, and she said she accepts my apology. She said she is sorry about the things that happened in our relationship. She said she had therapy, and now she has more confidence. She told me that she has been honest with her fiancé about her life and past, and he is supportive to her. Overall, she sounded in a better place, and it sounds like I don't really have a chance with her at the moment. We ended the conversation pretty amicably. I feel awkward with where things are now. Reading all the comments were really hard, but I don't have much control over how people interpret things, so thanks I guess